Once again, that's the voice of the vampire Armand, but continue to disregard it as he remains off the record.
It's Louis's interview, Mr. Malloy.
You're at the table.
I'm in our dining room.
You're not dining. Intriguing and disregarding. Yeah, sure. I'm sorry, this is so weird. Where did they send you when Shah Rukh Khan over here was playing you? Is there a panic room behind the stolen Rembrandt?
Unworthy in San Francisco, unworthy in Dubai. Disregard.
And if they've got something to hide, they always start with some kind of disguise. Not literally, not some dumb Halloween costume, gloves, contact lenses. They tell jokes. They're charming. And then at some crisis point, when I get close, it drops away, and I see a flash of the truth. Good morning. Uh-huh. So, fellas, what's up?
You have our attention.
Yeah?
Yeah. Members of my coven had sensed the presence...
We'll get to you.
The war, that's not the point she was making.
Sure it is. She's miserable, but she doesn't want to fuck with your two delusional left-bank dilettante vibe.
She wasn't telling me something I didn't know about myself. She was giving me permission.
Perhaps more common than you would think.
And one looked up at the painting and saw that Teresa's dead husband was Roberto. He had eloped with his enemy's widow. It's a telenovela.
It's repertory theater, Mr. Malloy. It's how one endures.
Lestat finally asked her to marry you.
She wanted to say yes, but she didn't trust you. You hadn't given her a reason to.
Would you like to know what she thinks of you now?
It was wrong of Louis to enter your memories yesterday. You were invited here as a guest.
Cell phones.
You were rude, but he crossed the line.
Artificial intelligence crunching improbable data.
I offer
How do you
my
hide from the
apology on his
cloud?
behalf. We should probably wait for him.
Probably.
He'll awaken when the sun sleeps. Your cell phones make you slaves to your fetishes. And data retrieval is primarily about profit, so I suspect no one at Amazon is trying to sell us splendors.
You kill. Nightly.
And sometimes you've watched that kill on the local news. You've never been easier to distract. You're at the height of willful ignorance. We exploit it. This was Lestat's prophetic vision.
Lestat de Liancourt.
Yes. We were shadows crouching behind stone prior to his transformation.
I'm listening. That's my job, right? You let it happen.
Yes.
You led him there so he could destroy it.
His words had been my thoughts for half a century. If it had come from me, they wouldn't have believed it. Some could not reconcile the life I had made for them with the life Lestat had told them was possible. They went mad, ended themselves. Until then, you only have Daniel Malloy.
He was my biographer, my therapist, my murderer.
You weren't provided any information about the fire in our archives.
Vice President Spiro T. Agnew may...
Oh, sorry. This time I won't save your life.
Armand saved you from me in 1973.
Yeah, you bit me, I blacked out, he ripped you off me, dumped me in a drug den.
Yes.
500 years, hundreds of thousands of kills. How often has Armand spared a life? That wet thud, that's Armand saving me. A bunch of words. But it started with rest. Armand fogged my brain,
He bit you.
redacted himself, which accounts for why I didn't remember.
Well, we paused Paris, reminisced about San Francisco.
And?
It started with Daniel. He asked why you saved him in 1973.
I could see you were partial to him. I preserve your happiness even when you don't or can't. I had a hunch Daniel might prove fruitful in later times.
What?
I have never made a vampire.
You are a 500-year-old vampire. You led the Parisian coven for 2 centuries.
The idea repulsed me, repulses me. And the ones I did on my own were to protect me from you, Mr. Malloy. Why did I owe you my shame? Why did I owe you my one act of cowardice? Abhorrent consequences that followed. I spent the rest of my life trying to make up for it. I'll never make up for it. But he forgave me for it.
I didn't forgive you.
Drugs did far more damage to your mind than 5 nights in San Francisco.
It was 6.
My point made. You've a sharper mind as any human that walks. You want an apology? I'm sorry. He thought it was the right thing to do, too.
You were going to drain me, pal.
Belated apology number 2.
You were forced to watch.
A painfully close view of the stage.
Or what?
Or they'd kill me.
Yes, sir.
I do hope you'll join us.
I'd be honored. Okay, let me just, it's my job. I'm built this way. I know it's a stretch, but...
It's in your nature, Mr. Malloy. Couldn't get out the door without lobbing one more bomb.
Well, you said it yourself just now. He loved Louis. Lestat would have tried to save him as much as you did. Have him look at Louis later, the moment he describes meeting him in New Orleans. These are just some notes along the margins here. We need an animation here. It's not clear how extreme the hoarding was.
Where did you get that?
He didn't witness the play. He directed the play. Where does the bullshit start? Armand, Amadeo, Arun? If I were you. I'm guessing you haven't heard from my maker. Fucking asshole.